My 28M wife, 28M, brought a man into her hotel room. I've known my 28M wife, 28F, for 10 years. Dated since 2015 and married for 3 years with no kids. This past weekend we went to her friend's wedding in another state. She was a part of the ceremony and flew in a couple days early to partake in the bridal events rehearsal. She told me how they had planned to go to the club on Friday night with the bridesmaids, groomsmen. I couldn't get the day off, so I flew in on Saturday. Prior to her going to the club that night, she called me saying she was scared to go back to the hotel from the club by herself and that she doesn't think she should go. I encouraged her to, as I didn't want her to miss a memorable night with her friends. She decided to go and shared her Uber ride locations with me for precaution. Fast forward later that night. She texts me saying she's a bit tipsy and that she was trying to leave the club at 3 a.m. I'm asleep. She texts me that one of the groomsmen, whom I don't know, is going to bring her back. I wake up the next day for my 11 a.m. flight, text her to ask what happened. She didn't text back until 1 p.m. When we talked about it, she told me she wanted to leave the club, so one of the groomsmen she had been talking to that night offered to bring her back. 3 a.m. They get back to the hotel and she feels bad for making him do all that, so she offered him some water, so they both go up to her room. Gave him water and ended up talking for 2 hours. She ordered him a lift home for bringing her back. She always goes to bed early. They were talking until 5 a.m. She felt bad about what happened and knew that it looked inappropriate, but assured me that nothing sexual happened and that they just talked platonically. Now I have all these random scenarios running through my head, wondering WTF actually happened. But what bothers me the most is that she's overprotective and can be jealous of other females. Friendships that I have. If I ever brought a girl to my hotel room from 3 to 5 a.m., she would blow up and possibly not talk to me for a while. I made it a point not to overreact during the weekend just so she can enjoy the wedding. I feel cheated and betrayed, but not sure if I'm overreacting. Part of me feels like she's leaving out certain details to make it seem like it was innocent, but that could also be my mind racing. I also come to find out on my own that she's friends with this dude on Instagram. I don't know if I'm overthinking or this is actually fucked up. I feel like this is the last straw, but I really do love her, but I feel like she's crossed a boundary that no wife or husband should do. I don't know what to do here. This is my first time posting on Reddit, so I greatly appreciate your advice. So did the groomsman drive her to the hotel and then she got him a lift? Why would he not drive himself back? Or did they both take a lift back to her hotel and then she got him a lift? Why would she bring this dude back to her hotel? She was either cheating or flirting with cheating dude. Sounds like the truth is slowly trickling out. Man, that story has more holes in it than Swiss cheese. Brought him back to the room for a glass of water? If you buy that up, I've got a beautiful oceanside property in Arizona that you'll love. Remind me. 2 days, I need the Fallout update. She brought a strange man she'd been partying and drinking with, and perhaps flirting with, all evening up to her hotel room for water? Why would TTHE guy even get out of the car when he dropped her off at the hotel? Part of me feels like she's leaving out certain details to make it seem like it was innocent. Yeah, no shit. Seems very obvious she's leaving out major details that would make her look very bad. Be careful with this. I obviously don't know your wife, but I'm essentially asking myself how something sexual couldn't have happened. Why'd he need a lift if he drove her to the hotel? If it looks like a duck, talks like a duck, Goes home with your wife at 3 a.m. and stays in her hotel room for a few hours like a duck. Remind me. 1 week. Man, this is roasted. Drunk woman brings presumably drunk man back to her hotel room from 3 a.m. to 5 a.m. And they just talked. Almost bursting out laughing in the middle of my office. She's truthing you, dude. Next it will be, well, we were talking while lying down in the same bed. Then, well, we were just cuddling. Then, well, we did make out. Then, well, we did mess around. But just oral. Then, well, we did have sex but we used protection. Edit. If you even want to try to give her a chance, I'd ask to see her phone and see what her and the other guy were saying to each other by text or by Instagram. Wouldn't be surprised if she either conveniently deleted all the messages or the messages talk about covering up their hookup. I'm not sure even she believes her story. If Misa took a member of the opposite sex up to their room for drinks at 3 a.m., it wouldn't matter if they cheated. That would be a clear violation of boundaries. One of my boundaries happens to be Misa doesn't entertain members of the opposite sex. Sorry, but at 5 a.m. she spent the whole night with this guy. Since she would be incredibly angry if this happened with you. Ask her why you shouldn't act accordingly? She did something stupid. So what is she doing to prove her fidelity to you? Open phone. Yada yada. The only plus side to this is she told you he was bringing her to the room. So a little bit of clarity there. But this screams, it was only a kiss, after 3 months. And after 6 and right before the divorce. Fine. I slept with him. Is that what you wanted to hear? Like it's your fault she's lying. This is an uphill battle where you are at the top and she needs to climb. And please don't only gauge what she says, but how she says it. Body language. Verbiage she doesn't usually use. Meaning it could be coached. Is she guarded of her phone? Everything plays into this now. I hope you do what's best for you. And I am hoping for the best. But preparing for the worst. So imagine how his story goes. Flirting with a woman at a party. She asks him over to her room. So he gets water and talks for ca. 2 hours? Bro. Have you ever been asked by a woman from a bar to her apartment, hotel room, etc.? Did you get water and went home? If he didn't fuck her, it's because of his incompetence, but she definitely was at least looking for some action. Now read all the points carefully. 1. She had been talking to one of the groomsmen during the party. Point 2. The same groomsman she's friends with on Insta. Point 3. The same guy offers her lift to her hotel. And it's your wife who invites him to her hotel room. Point 4. As per her, she only talked with guy for 2 hours and did nothing else. 5. The guy helped her get back to hotel. To room in particular. But she felt to get him ride back home. Why? He could offer his help to himself at 5 in the morning? Now questions for you to consider. 1. Ask her when she woke up that morning. If she woke up much before then, why she answered your message at 1 p.m. 2. Why tell you if nothing bad happened at all? It's not like the guy was going to tell on her to you, so she tried to play it safe in advance. 3. Talk to that guy now that you know who he is. But talk to him in a way presuming that your wife may have had asked him to shut up about that night already. Start with a lie to him. That your wife has already told you everything. 4. Ask your wife what would be her reaction if situation was reversed and gauge her expressions. Will reveal a lot to you. 5. Can you get access to hotel CCTV somehow? If she shared her Uber rides with you, why did she not order him a Uber but instead a Lyft? So you couldn't see what time he left? Also, where is his car, lol? Bro, she fucked that guy. So, one of the groomsmen brings her back to the hotel at 3 a.m. from the club. He brings her back to the hotel. Then, at 5 a.m., she ordered him a lift back home. That doesn't sound even remotely fishy to you? There literally is no appropriate reason for the guy to go up to your wife's hotel room. None. Zero. They had sex. Or at the very least fooled around. Either you can accept that or can't. But none of her behavior was appropriate or excusable. I don't care if they went up there and joined a prayer circle. Boundaries were crossed. Period. Take the trash out wastebasket. Who are you trying to convince with this story? That would be the end of the marriage for me.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.